Let me see if your girl got some lip balm here. Nope, that's oil gel. Your girl is checking in because I want to follow up on the conversation that we were having on yesterday. I want to follow up on the conversation about whether or not we have moved into what I call a modern day level of prostitution. I want to, y'all gonna be like, where's she going with this? I'm looking for something, y'all. But I do want to really, I'm waiting on some people to come in, and I want to focus in on, the conversation that we had on yesterday when I was in the kitchen cooking. If you didn't see that video, to be honest, before you watch this video, if you are here to learn or you're here to really discover, I strongly would suggest that you go and watch that video first. And then you come back to this video, because that video will give you some level of, guys, I'm headed to the dentist, and I didn't want to put on any lipstick because I know that gets all over the stuff. But I wanted some lip balm for my lips. But I want to talk about, and I'm just waiting. I did want to give a few people a chance to log on. So if I'm stalling just a little bit, it's because I'm trying to wait till a few people are in here. And I know it's in the morning. Everybody's kind of rolling. They're on their way to work. I took this early morning appointment, and I don't know, I kind of got mixed feelings about it. I thought I'd take the early morning appointment so that I could get out of pain quickly. But I didn't think about me being out here in this traffic. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. So this is really a heart-to-heart conversation, guys. And I was thinking about the song. Y'all know, with my channel being a channel that's based on my religious beliefs and my Christianity and just my spiritual thought process, I thought about the song, Have a Little Talk with Jesus. Tell him all about our trouble. Hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. I think it says, know a little prayer wheel's turning, know a little fire's burning. Have a little talk with Jesus makes it right. And I think that's what we want to do. Hello guys. Thank you. My hair is beautiful. I appreciate it. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my hair. Give me some feedback. I'm strongly thinking about letting it grow back out. So if I let it grow back out, typically I get braids and carry that through the summer. And then by the time the fall comes, I can go get the braids taken out. I usually have to get them at least twice to give my hair enough time to grow. But I don't like the in-between stage. I don't like it when it's like a short afro. I either like it long or I like it short. I don't like the in-between. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. But, you know, this morning I really just kind of wanted to follow up to what I was speaking about on yesterday. And I was just, you know, I'm a little taken back by this whole dating process and conversations that I've had with men, and not just like, you know, I need you guys to understand, like, I'm not talking to men that are not, most men that I've spoken with, they are somewhat educated. Some of them might just have a high school diploma, but they are men who have either stretched themselves in their career paths. So even if they have a high school diploma, they have moved up within their company or something of that sort. They have children. They've been married before. They have, to me, a high level of intellectual communication. Like, I still see them as very respectable men. And one of the concerns that I'm seeing is that even men that I would consider to be a high value man, and high value is based on your own personal preference, but men that I would see to be a high value man are operating like people with low level thought processes. Hmm, that's good. You can't be a high value man and you operate like you got low level processes. You operating just like the people that are at a level that's not like you. And when you have or you meet a woman like me or you have a friend such as myself, I'm going to tell you just like I'm expecting for him to tell me. And I want to talk specifically about a couple of interactions that I have had with men. For those of you that follow my channel on a regular and consistent basis, you would know that I have clearly stated that I am walking in a place of abstinence right now and have been almost 3 years. And I'm not ashamed of that. I am very confident in the decision that I made. I'm very pleased with myself for that decision. And I am okay with men that don't align with me in that decision. And most recently, somebody said to me, well, you know, Marigny, you are, and the interesting part is men are going to want the highest quality woman that they can get, but they're going to want to put in the lowest level of effort to get her. That's a natural process in this day and time. 30 years ago, it wasn't that way. He came in wanting to do for that woman that he felt like he wanted to have in his life. But the expectations of what people um, value within each other as human beings, forget about men and women just dating, just what we value in human life, in human beings, has been decreased so much that the average person thinks that that is the norm, and it's not. Not for people like me, not for women such as myself, not for men such as myself. And what once one person said to me is, Marigny, any man that meets you, he was like, man, we know pretty much fairly quickly whether or not that's a woman that we're going to deal with, whether she's wife material. We pretty much know kind of off the back. As soon as we meet her, we know whether we want to sleep with her. We know whether we're sexually attracted to her. We know whether we're physically attracted to her. We know that fairly quickly. And within a moment of days, or at least within the first week, if we're spending some time with her, talking to her on the phone, anything of that sort, we know whether or not she's somebody that we would, you know, really even deal with and how we're going to categorize her. He said, your issue is you are a wife. And I'm laughing just because he hit the nail on the head. He said, you are a wife. And the bottom line is most men are not going to deal with you until they are ready for a wife. He said, we might want a wife. We may want one, but we are not going to deal with you until we're ready for one. And pretty much he said that my walking in abstinence, and this is what I really want to get to, you walking in abstinence will be a great turnoff for a man that might want to make you his wife. And I chuckle because he wasn't ready for what came after that. He wasn't ready because what most men, I don't care if he's a qualified man, and I'm talking about some of these guys that I've met, they are guys who are retired for some reason. And I know, well, I won't say for some reason. I know God knows that I need structure. I've never had as many military guys be interested in me as I do now. Most of the men that have a level of desire to get to know me, they have a military background. So either they are currently in the military, probably at the end of their career path, or they have been in the military and they are retired. They're veterans. Some of them have even gone on to work for the federal government or, their state government. And some of them are currently working, like just in a field at this point in time in their life. But the thing is, they 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 have a mindset and know that it's because most women are so thirsty when it comes to a man providing for her. I do not feel that there is a scarcity for a man that God is going to send into my life for him to provide for me. I am not fearful that there are, if I lose this one, there's not going to be another one. No, because if I walk by faith and if I am truly trusting God in this process, then I know that just like God would send that man, he will send another. And he is not going to be concerned with the fact that he knows that there is not a lot of women out here like me. So you cannot want the highest quality of product. You want a woman, y'all talk about the women with high body counts. You want a woman that has not slept with a zillion men, but then you want to add to her body count. You can't do it. You can't do one for the other. You want to add to the body count and you say, oh, well, I could see you being my wife. You could see her being your wife, but she's not your wife. One even went on to tell me, well, biblically, if you consummated the relationship, then you are a wife. Yeah, but she ain't got no ring on her finger and her last name ain't yours. And they ain't gonna call her if something happens. She ain't the beneficiary that's over there. She won't be the one that gets the telephone call. I don't care how common law married she is to you. And people will play games and tricks. And when I say play games, I really don't feel like people are necessarily playing games. I think that they have just become a part of the normal process of life. And unfortunately, when you meet somebody like me, I'm good. I had to share with one young man, and he probably could. He could probably take it. I probably wouldn't have to work a day in my life if I didn't want to with him. I would probably have every need that I have being taken care of. And I would not have to be concerned with any of that. But at the end of the day, you see, you're going to turn a lot of people off just by that. I said, and if I do, I'm good. What I need you to understand is I would like to be married, but I have already resolved in my head. I don't know what make people think. I have already resolved that if I never get married, I am going to live out this life to the best of what it is that God has given me to live it out. And I'm going to live a fulfilled life. And it is going to be good with or without a man in my life. And men, you all need to understand that as well. So I'm not just saying this for the women, but the part for the women is you can't be exclusive. And when I say exclusive, you can't be a Proverbs 31 woman and you operate like Jezebel. I don't care how much pressure. He's supposed to apply pressure. That's his job. It's a man's job to apply pressure. It's a man's job to try to crack the vote open. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. His natural instinct should make him want you when he sees you. And I'm not talking about this stuff that people are doing with negativity, in their lives. I'm not talking about manipulation. I am talking about true and pure, authentic connection and relational compatibility. I want to be drawn to my husband. I pray that on a regular basis. Lord, when he comes, I want to be drawn to him. I want him to pull me in. I desire for him to call me closer to him. I desire that when I step into a room with him, I can feel his energy. I want that. And when we think about what it is that God has called us to do, we are the ones that have messed it up. We are the ones that have changed the trajectory of what God intended for marriage to look like. And so now we have minimized the dating process down to someone taking us out. And this is for the ladies, for the young ladies especially. And when I see the old ones doing it, it just gets on my nerve, because it ain't nothing worse than a old foolish person. And the thing is, I've done some foolish things in my life too. And I've done it because I wanted to fit in with the norm. And that's why I won't yield now. Because I've done enough stupid stuff that if I don't do anything else that's dumb, stupid, ignorant from not knowing, and ignorant from knowing, like you know in your knower, no, this ain't really good, but you do it anyway. I'm not doing that. The man that is for me, I do believe that God has allowed him to see me. I believe he's already seen me. He had to experience being in my presence. He had to experience my energy, my laughter, my giggle. He had to experience all the things that come along with that. My personality trait, me being a giver, me being silly, me being serious. I know how to handle business, but then I also know how to just, rock with those of us that are just chilling for the day. I believe that God had to allow him to see that so he could go and then prepare himself for the space for me. Because you can meet people that have the capacity to be with you and you don't have the connection. And then you can meet some people that you got the connection, but they don't have the capacity to be with you. And then there are people that you meet that you got the capacity and you have the connection, but the timing is not right. And when the timing is right, then guess what? Remember, I told you guys some months ago, I said, I believe that there's going to be a comeback, and it's already happening. The comeback is going to be when people go out and they see what's out there in the street, and they see the type of women that they're dealing with. They see that some women are only strictly about what a man's wallet looks like. She really don't care about his well-being, or whether or not he had a good day at work, or whether he's okay mentally, whether he is, does he have all the pressures of the world? What is it that he's dealing with? Is he still grieving from the fact that he lost his mother? Is he still dealing with the fact that he feels like his father was not there when he was a child? Like that, has she even looked at those components of him to say, how are you? But she wants him to take her to a $200 dinner and feels that she deserves that. Like just the thought process that a woman that has just met a man would think that she deserves for him to take her to a high-end steakhouse blows my mind. It sends me into a place where I'm just trying to figure out, where are these people coming from? Like, they got to be aliens. Because they couldn't have been raised in the same environment and the types of households that I was raised in, where I saw my mama cater to my father. I saw my mama work with him through things. I saw my mama serve him. I saw my daddy serve my mother, where I saw my daddy make sure that my mama never wanted for anything, and she never had to say, how much does he make? One of the things that she told me, she said, I always made more money than your daddy. My mother always made more money than him. But you never would have known it in our household because he called the shots. And she was like, that didn't matter. Our checks go into the same account. And I'm just saying that to say that we've lost the value of what marriage and relationship was truly meant to represent. It was for us to procreate, yes, but it also was for us to be a beacon of light in the earth as to what Christ is to the church. And I just have to believe that there are still a number of us that are out here that are interested in being that for what kingdom needs for the body here on the earth. I am, I'm just a little blown away. And just, I told one brother recently, I said, hey, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care whether I don't care about how much money you make. I don't care how you would be able to take me off my job and I wouldn't have to work. What I need you to understand is there is no amount of money that you will ever make that is going to be able to purchase what I have right here. Never. There's not one amount. There's not a millionaire that could purchase what God has given me that is sacred, that it could be purchased. It can't. And when you understand God in that way, then you're comfortable. Like I am comfortable with being single. I am comfortable with being who I am in God. And I'm okay with the fact that I will wait until God sends the man that is for me. And when he does, then I will be able to move in a different direction. Hold on, guys. Hello. Uh-oh. So guys, I'm here at my doctor's appointment and I'm actually a few minutes late. So I'm sure that's them calling me and I'm looking for their building. But I just wanted to come on and say that, guys, like be comfortable in who you are. And just know that God has not called us to use and abuse each other. He's called us to work together and that we will be able to, get more accomplished by working with one another than we will working against one another. And I just believe that, at some point we got to understand that this whole thing, this pull and this tug of war, man against woman, woman against man, that's just not the way that God intended for it to be. And so with that being said, I am going to go ahead and go because I need to try to call this office and make sure they know that I'm here. All right. I will talk with you guys later. Say a prayer because I'm going in here to see what's going on with this tooth. All right, y'all. And sorry I can't see the comments. I will try to see if I can screenshot and then maybe respond after I come out of my appointment. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Bye. Let me do that screenshot right quick. And then that way I'll try to answer later.